Welcome back to Baseball History in 9 Cards. I'm your host, Andy. This channel is for those looking for the more unique stories out there. I started this channel nearly 2 years ago, and I've decided to finally start doing videos on a weekly basis. At the end of this video, I'll try to describe a little more on what I'm planning on doing scheduling-wise. Until then, this is episode 10, Eddie Gaedel. Let's start with Bill Vick. At various times, he owned the Cleveland Indians, the St. Louis Browns, which eventually became the Baltimore Orioles, and he also once owned the Chicago White Sox. He was also a promoter of the game, always trying to think of something outside the box. Sometimes he had a great idea, and sometimes you thought, what the hell was he thinking? Then came August 19th, 1951, a scheduled doubleheader at Sportsman Park in St. Louis against the Detroit Tigers. It was another lost season for the Browns, and Vick needed to draw more fans. He brought out a huge, oversized cake for a 50th anniversary celebration. He hired a little person named Eddie Gaedel, dressed him in full uniform to jump out of the cake. And in the first game, to no surprise, the Tigers won. Before the second game, Vick had Max Patkin perform. He was called the Clown Prince of Baseball. Very funny performer. If you remember, he was that goofy-looking dude warming up the crowd at the beginning of the movie Bull Durham with Kevin Costner. Great movie. Anyway, at the bottom of the first inning, leadoff hitter Frank Sachet was about to bat when he gets pinch hit for this new guy on the team, Eddie Gaedel. Frank had no idea that this was going to happen. He saw Eddie jump out of the cake earlier. Now he's getting replaced by this midget. Eddie got a standing ovation from the crowd of 18,000. His jersey number said 1/8. Tigers pitcher Bob Kane didn't know what was going on. Gaedel steps up to the plate, roaring to go. He's 3'7", literally an inch taller than Warwick Davis, who played one of the Ewoks on Star Wars. And he was the same height as R2-D2. But this day, he's a Major League Baseball player. Let's go! Could you imagine what's going through the heads of those players? Now the pitcher, Kane, said he was afraid to hit him. The strike zone was so low. The catcher tried sitting on the ground, but umpire Ed Hurley told him to get up. So he went on his knees instead. After 4 pitches, he draws a walk. Why didn't he swing? But to be fair, he said that Mr. Vick told him that if he swings at a pitch, there's a sniper up on the roof that would shoot him dead. It's not like he was going to get hit with a toy bat. After getting halfway to first, he stopped and took off his hat and bowed to the crowd. Eddie later said he felt like Babe Ruth. Once he got to first, someone pinch ran for him right away. Unfortunately, the Tigers won that game too. Bob Kane said his teammate Dizzy Trout told him that if he'd been pitching, he would have plunked Gaedel right between the eyes. Days later, the league voided Gaedel's contract and banned the use of midget players from the game. Vick figured there'd be criticism. He then demanded a ruling on whether the Yankees shortstop Phil Rizzuto at 5'6" was a short ball player or a tall midget. The 1/8 jersey was borrowed from the Bat Boy. He used it many times in the 50s as a Halloween outfit. Gaedel actually served in World War II as an airplane riveter. He was small enough to crawl into plane engines and wings. In 1959, Vick used Gaedel again while the owner of the White Sox. He dressed Gaedel and other little people as Martians and lowered them down from a helicopter on a Comiskey Park, where they ran over to Nellie Fox and Louis Aparicio and pretended to abduct him. In 1961, at the age of 36, Gaedel was followed home leaving a bowling alley, and he was beaten up really bad. He was found dead, laying on his bed. Died of a heart attack. It's a sad ending to a fun story. In the At his funeral, the only baseball representative that made it to the game was none other than the guy who pitched to him, Bob Kane. I believe I heard that Vic couldn't make it because he was having surgery. So, anyways, as far as scheduling, so once a month I plan to have a video on a single person like this one on a group of players, one on a group of players from a different sport, basketball or football, and another one once a month on random topics, sometimes managers, umpires, or just talking about like the Hall of Fame. Anyways, once again, this is Andy from Baseball History 9 Cards. Please like and subscribe. Until next time.